Glass is fire. Glass is so bad. Such a pathetic end to what he built up with that. I thought Glass was awful. I can't remember if I moist metered it. I think I did. But that was when I was still way too nice to things. I think I gave that like a 50. A 50 or 60 maybe? I don't know. But it is bad. I thought it was really just terrible. You gave it a 60? God, I used to be so nice on the moist meters. Holy shit. I gave that a 60. I still haven't seen Tenet. So I don't know. I haven't watched it. You seen Knives Out? I like Knives Out. Knives Out was good. You gave The Mummy 2017 a 50, which is crazy. Oh my god, that's so wild. I was so nice on the early moist meters. Ugh. I gave Mummy 2017 a 50? Redo them. Yeah, just be significantly more harsh. You seen Inception? Love Inception. Check the moist meter website and go over your past reviews. That's not a bad idea. Let me see. Someone put them all there? Wow, someone made a .org for it. Like, that's so cool. Alright. That's handy. I did not like Quentin Tarantino's previous movie though, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. Alright, let's go through. Oh, this is cute. They even gave like a little shit tier here. Poop water when it was bad. And then I guess a golden shower for the moisties. Oh, wait, I see. For the worst movies. So when the things are the worst. Got it. Alright. So far, all these look good. I was way too nice on Indiana Jones Dial of Destiny, though, I will say. I think the main reason why I kind of gave it a little more than it deserved, I'd probably give it like a 50 now, but I gave it a 60 because I still had fun watching it with my parents. It's like the first movie we went to the movie theater to see together in a long time. Well, this still looks right. Flash, I'd probably give it like a 60 now. I didn't hate it as much as everyone else. It's just not very good in general. Ant-Man and the Wasp Quantumania, I'd probably go lower, like a 30, 40-ish. I still put it on the worst movies of the 2023 list, though. But I definitely think that's way below 50. I don't know why I was so nice to it there. That was in 2023. The gloves had already come off. I don't know why I gave it a 50. All these are looking about right. Except for Thor. Whoa, 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 whoa. I drank a stupid potion on 7/7/2022. I gave Thor Love and Thunder a 65. Who let me hit the crack pipe? That movie is trash. That's one of my least favorite Marvel movies, up there with Ant-Man and the Wasp. No, that can't be correct. I gave this a 65? Oh my god. Someone laced my popcorn with Fint. What happened? What happened? Still on the MCU wave? Maybe? Check the source material. I mean, they seem very thorough on this website here. I guess I did, but man, I don't know what came over me. Yeah, that one is baffling. Actually baffling that I gave it that high. Nowadays, logically, I'd definitely be putting that in the 30, 40-ish. Probably not 40, but like 30, 35-ish. That movie is atrocious. It does like nothing right. I even remember some of the things I was saying in there were scathing. Why did I end up giving it a 65? Was it just because of that shit? The black and white on the planet? And Christian Bale, I thought, did a good job. But there's no way I'd let him carry me to a 65. Oh, they're great, Ram. You're going to love Dune. No, definitely not 100 for John Wick 4, but I did like John Wick 4 a lot. It was very good. Oh, this one's weird. This is in the other direction. I'd give the Batman a little more than 80. I think the main reason I did that is because I really thought the entire car chase sequence was fucking stupid. Like, it wasn't visually bad or anything, but it was really stupid narratively. I must have really let that affect me. I must have made me real mad at the time. Because everything else about that movie is great. Yeah, I guess so, Kai Guy, huh? I still put it on the best movies of 2022. But 80, I do think, is low for that. I must have still just been fuming because that car chase was stupid. Like, really stupid. Battlefield 2042 on launch was damn near unplayable. I ended up putting it on the worst game list. But I gave it a 65 because I believed that it'd be better by the end of the year. I kind of saw into the future and was very wrong about it. Holy shit, I gave Eternals a 60. What the fuck? What the fuck? 60 is fair, honestly. It is not. It's more like a 45. At the time, it was one of the worst MCU movies, but now we've definitely seen worse, so you're looking at it in hindsight like, I guess Turtles wasn't that bad compared to things like Thor, Love and Thunder, and Ant-Man and the Wasp, Quantumania. But it's still not good. That is still just bad. I don't know why I gave it a fucking 60. It was also really nice to Venom Let There Be Carnage. I thought that was extraordinarily forgettable, so much so, in fact, that I barely remember anything from it. I gave Old a 60. What is wrong with me? Why did I give Old a 60? What the fuck? Oh, and even more insultingly, I put Black Widow on the 3rd worst movie of the year, but I gave it a 70. What are my scores? What was I doing? What are these scores? These can't be right. There's no way. Because I remember even pointing out how fucking stupid the entire movie was, especially with the villain whose superpowers stink. He's stinky, so she can't hurt him. The scores just had, like, I must have just been pulling numbers out of my ass, or Jackson did me dirty or something. Because Jackson and I used to converse on these for a while, but nowadays he doesn't really see any new movies, so it's just me. Like, maybe that's what was happening here? I can't recall. But, like, there's no way. That movie super sucks. No, I know these link to the video. Like, I have no doubt that he got this right, like, this is what the score was. I'm just wondering why it would have been that, because I remember hating this movie when I saw it. Like I said, though, it might have just been because Jackson and I used to do them together, and then just, like, meet on, like, where our scores matched, or meet, like, in the middle of our scores-ish. So maybe that's what was going on? I don't know. That's crazy, though, to give Black Widow a 70. I went, like, full-blown IGN here. That's upsetting. That hurt me to see. God, Biomutant, what an awful game. All of these still seem good to me. Except Cold War. I don't know why I gave Call of Duty Cold War a 70. Had a cool campaign, but terrible multiplayer. I ended up putting, like, no time into the multiplayer. That's definitely too high for Cold War. Cyberpunk 2077 is 70? Yeah, that game barely worked on launch. I had so many bugs on my playthrough. I had so many problems with that game. It was very half-baked. Yeah, absolutely. It's great now. Cyberpunk is great now. But on launch, it was so bad that it actually got taken off of, was it PS3? Or, not PS3. No, actually. Yeah, it got taken off of the PlayStation Store because it would not work. PS4. Because it would not work on the PS4. Probably should have been lower, actually. I didn't weigh that hard enough. That game was broken on launch. Oh my god, I gave God of High School an 80? That is one of, like, the worst written animes of all time. They butchered that adaptation. It's beautiful action, though. Like, the actual fights are fire. But the story is dog-ass. It is terrible. Makes no sense. Jumps around nonsensically forever. Yeah, that is way too high for God of High School. Way too high for that. Marvel's Avengers is 65. Where's that? What is happening to me? Who am I? Who was I? Marvel's Avengers is 65. Ugh. What was I? Jesus Christ. A 65 for that is terrible. Yeah, no, I hated that game. I didn't even... It had to be with Jackson, because like I said, we used to make these together. It had to be... We, like, compared our thoughts and met on a score, because there's no way in my right mind I would have ever given that a 65. That game sucked. I hated it. I made fun of that game for so long, too. Like, I can't imagine I would have given that a 65. Secretly loved it all along. Why is PGA Tour an 80? Hey, actually, PGA Tour was fire in 2K21. I hadn't played a PGA Tour game in forever, but I had a lot of fun with PGA Tour 2K21. I don't even know why I bothered moist metering it, to be honest. But I had fun. God, rest in peace, Hyperscape. These are all fine. I don't know why I gave King of Staten Island an 85. Like, it's not a terrible movie or anything, but it's a movie that I immediately forgot about upon watching it. It was, like, pretty decent from Pete Davidson, but, man, it was just kind of a waste of time kind of movie. These are all fine. This is pretty low. Is this for the Sonic the Hedgehog movie?
This episode
Must be, right? That's kind of low for that. I like the movie. And the second one was even better. Like, it's so weird. I was, like, super harsh on something like Sonic the Hedgehog movie, which I actually liked, but was extremely nice to something like Marvel's Avengers that I fucking hated. That doesn't make any sense. That doesn't add up. I liked Black Clover. Black Clover's still good. I don't know what was going on with some of these. I was going through it. Rise of Skywalker, a 40. Yeah. That was dog shit. I'd probably drop it to like a 30, but it's not like outrageously high or anything. That's not something that's like catching my eye. It's just some of these are either a little too high or a little too low. Like, one of them I saw that's a little too low was, where was it? Where the fuck was it? I just saw it a second ago. Oh, here, Last of Us 2. I feel like a 55 is definitely too low for The Last of Us 2. I was just really disappointed with the direction the story went, that I think it clouded everything else. Everything was still like an improvement gameplay-wise over the first one. And it's not like it was a terrible story, but the order in which they tell the story I thought was bad, and I thought the ending of this story was really bad and kind of nullifies a lot of what I think Last of Us wanted to build up for itself. But it's definitely not a 55. That should have been higher. Oh my god, Gemini Man, that's that Will Smith movie. Holy shit, I forgot all about that. Scary stories to tell in the dark. I don't even remember this movie. I remember nothing about this movie. Not ringing any bells. Like, I remember what it's based on, but I don't remember ever seeing this. I definitely watched it, I'm sure. But man, I remember nothing from it. At all. But I guess I really liked it. I gave it an 80. Or it's one of those weird ratings where, like, I was moderately pleased with it, so I gave it a fucking 80 for some reason. So odd. And then something like Midsummer. I don't like Midsummer. I think it is a remarkable step down from Hereditary, which I think is a masterpiece in horror. Like, I don't like it, but a 25 for Midsummer is crazy. Like, it's so weird to look at some of these ratings here. From 2019 to 2021, my ratings had, like, no consistency to them whatsoever. They are legitimately just all over the fucking place. I don't know. Then I gave Toy Story 4 a 90. Like, what the fuck? I don't know. I don't know what was going on. Your early reviews are even crazier. Are they? Yeah, we're still only in 2019. Man, this scale was all cattywampus here. Like, some of them I obviously still agree with, like Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, a 50. I'd probably still give it a 50 today. I think that is one of Quentin Tarantino's weakest works. Like, a lot of these I still 100% agree with, but then there were some where I was just feeling some type of way. I was on that loony juice. Man, they blasted me with that dumb beam. Damn, I was really harsh on Godzilla King of the Monsters. What the fuck? No wonder Godzilla fans were really mad at me for that. I definitely think it's the weakest of all of the new Godzilla movies, but definitely not a 30. I gave Aladdin a 65. Live action Aladdin. Who was this guy? Who was young Charles? That is so painful. And it's weird, because here's a movie I liked. The new Hellboy. Hellboy fans were super upset at it, but I thought it was really fun. Like, it has almost nothing in common with, like, the great Hellboys or anything. But man, that movie was so fucking enjoyable, especially the last 15, 20 minutes. And I gave it a 35. I just don't understand. What was going on in my noodle? These don't make any sense. Well, some of them don't make any sense. What the fuck is The Prodigy? What is this movie? I don't remember it at all. What the fuck is it? God, I saw every dog shit horror movie ever. Still do. LMAO, Moz out of 20. Moz sucks. That movie was terrible. This movie is really bad. I remember this one. This one was about that lady who just, like, wanted to feel like a kid again, like, real hip, so she, like, buys alcohol for some kids and stuff and lets them party in her basement. It's super stupid. That movie's trash. That's definitely a 20. I don't remember The Prodigy. I guess it's a 40. Seems a little high. Why the fuck is Kingdom Hearts 3 a 70? Where's Kingdom Hearts 3? Did I pass it, or did you scroll down ahead of me? Oh, here it is. Brother, I couldn't tell you why I gave that a 70. Those were still some of the most miserable streams I ever did. Yet I ended up giving it a 70. Gameplay was fun, and actually not a single other thing about it. And not even all of the gameplay. And I gave it a 70. I don't know. I do not know. Yep, there's Glass. I gave it a 60. Replica. Oh my god, why was I so harsh on Replicas? I remember the movie very well, which I guess is more than I can say for half of these fucking things that I was giving 60s and 70s to willy-nilly. Replicas is that Keanu Reeves movie, which is actually a really sad concept for a movie in regards to Keanu Reeves being in it, because it's about his family dying, and he can't cope with the loss, so he creates replicas of his family. And it's not a good movie by any means, unfortunately, but I think it's a really personal one for Keanu Reeves, given what he's gone through in his life. And I tore into it. Jesus. I remember even pointing that out, too. I don't know why I ended up giving it a 10. It is bad, though. It is not a good movie. You ever see Titan AE? I know what it is. I don't think I ever watched it, though. Sounds sad as fuck. It is, especially if you know what Keanu Reeves has been through. Wow, there's a movie I haven't thought about in a long time. Mortal Engines. What a cool concept for a film and a dog shit movie. Okay, some of these are starting to make a little... Like, I'm starting to agree with 2018 Charles a little more often than, like, 2019. This is a little high for this. But only slightly. I'd probably give it, like, a 30, 35. RDR2, he's geeking. Nope. I'd absolutely still give that an 80 today. 100%. Amazing game, amazing story. I will never, ever, ever, ever replay it. It is a fucking slog. Nakey Jakey made 2 great videos going over some of the shortcomings of Red Dead Redemption 2, echoing my thoughts to the T that I got fucking blasted for when I did my moist meter on it. So this one, 100%, I'd absolutely still give it an 80. I will never touch that game again, but it was an amazing game. Oh my god, I was nice to Black Ops 4 in 85. That was when I was in full-blown Battle Royale mode, though. I was playing every Battle Royale. And Black Ops 4 was a fun Battle Royale, but it had nothing else to it. That was the only part of it I liked, and I let it carry it to an 85. Craziness. Craziness. Actually, fucking nuttiness. Yeah, that looks about right. I'd probably still give Venom like a 25, 30, 35 maybe. At most. Movie sucks. I hate that movie. I think it's terrible. I think the second one's maybe about as bad, and I ended up giving that a 60. So that just goes to show you the discrepancy. Oh, this is one of the best bad movies in modern times. Up there with, like, well, it's not up there with Moonfall, but it's in a similar vein as Moonfall. The new Predator movie. It's not new anymore now, but God, this movie was beautifully awful. That movie was so good. Holy shit, this movie. Pretty sure I'm one of the only people in the world that watch this thing. Some of these movies I have to wonder why I even bothered moist metering them. What was the point? No one was ever going to go see Axel. Looking at the cover though is actually kind of cute. it was kind of an adorable movie. Oh yeah, I gave Spider-Man a 75. That's probably too low. I'd probably definitely give that like an 85 in today's climate. I really liked it too. Yeah, Slender Man was terrible. 15%'s definitely about right. Horrible movie. I was really nice to the Teen Titans Go movie. I don't remember anything about it now. It also teased the OG Teen Titans coming back, which clearly never happened. Here's the lowest rating in moist meter history, the 2% to Gene Rain. Still makes sense. God, giving Ant-Man and the Wasp a 55 is so painful. This is still one of my least favorite MCU movies, even to this day. It's so fucking trash. I'd probably end up giving that like a 30% now. Oh my god, I gave Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom a 65. Jeepers creepers. That one had to be Jackson, though. Because he likes dinosaurs so much. Like, I definitely think that's why some of these are so high for movies or games I really didn't like. Not to use him as a scapegoat, but like I can't think of any other reason why I would have been so generous on some of these. I was really nice to Incredibles 2. I still like the movie. I still really like Incredibles 2. But it's just not a very good movie, though, which I recognize. And it's nowhere near as good as the first Incredibles. It loses all of the heart. This one was controversial when I posted it because people hated Solo. But that was back when people were still delusional enough to think that Star Wars was going to be good again. And it still hasn't. This is a great movie. Oh, great's exaggeratory. This is a fun movie. It's just your generic sci-fi adventure, unapologetically cheesy and over the top. I stay by that. I watched that again a couple years ago. Still fun. Still a fun movie. What is I Feel Pretty? Oh, is this Amy Schumer? Yep. That looks about right. Thanks, big gamer. Oh, I'll give God of War an 85. That was my game of the year, too. See, that's what I'm saying. Like, these scores sometimes just make no sense. I loved that game. And I still ended up giving it an 85. Like, for some reason, I wanted to play, like, hardball with that one, but not some other ones. That just doesn't add up, man. That just does not add up. A lot of reused bosses. Yep, and that was my only major complaint. I think that was the only complaint I had for that whole game. Yeah, I think that was like the only one. Oh yeah, and the title. I hated the title. Still hate the title. I hate games that do this. I will always hate that. Call it something else. There is already a God of War. Don't call the new one the fucking God of War soft reboot. It's stupid. I hate it. Still hate it. Star Wars Battlefront, and Star Wars Battlefront 2, and then Star Wars Battlefront, and then Star Wars Battlefront 2, and then Modern Warfare, and then Modern Warfare, and then Modern Warfare 2, and then Modern Warfare 2, and then Modern Warfare 3, and then Modern Warfare 3, and they're all different games. It's stupid. I hate it. It's fucking stupid. Absolutely hate it. Oh my god, Wrinkle in Time. This is still probably one of the worst Disney movies. Oh my god, I actually still even remember one of my major complaints. And it sounds like a nitpick unless you've seen the movie. But there's a kid in this film, Charles Wallace. And they say that fucking name 10,000 times. They don't just use, like, anything else to talk to him. If they're talking to Charles Wallace, they say, Charles Wallace, have you considered this? Charles Wallace, what do you think you're doing? Charles Wallace, where should we go? Over and over and over and over again. It's terrible. It's terrible. Though I think I might have given Artemis Fowl a lower score. But Wrinkle in Time is atrocious. And Red Sparrow is that Jennifer Lawrence movie where she gets her titties out. I remember that. That's the only thing I remember about Red Sparrow. Again, here's another movie. Why did I even bother? This is 100% a movie none of you have ever even heard of. A Winchester horror film about the fucking Winchester widow being haunted by all the people that had been killed by Winchester rifles. Why even bother? Honestly. Why? Oh god, Maze Runner. What is The Commuter? What is this? I don't know what this is. I saw it at some point, clearly. I don't know it. Thanks, membership, cheese. That's the one where he gets orders on a train or something. Cool, I guess. I don't remember anything about it. I guess I kinda liked it, though. I remember the Insidious Last Key. Trash. What is Bright? Now we're getting into movies I just don't remember at all. Oh, fuck. This. Oh my god. It's been that long? It's been 6 years since this trash? I thought it was much newer. Huh. What do you know? Time really flies. Horrible movie. I gave The Last Jedi a 70. It's gotta be Jackson. It's gotta be. I hated that movie so much. There's no way. Jackson would have gave it less. Not at the time. You don't understand. Jackson used to be a Star Wars fucking fanatic, and he brainwashed me on some of that. Nowadays, he's like one of the most jaded people on the planet because all of the things he loves goes to shit, like Star Wars. But back then, he was still a huge enthusiast. I think he saw this movie like 4 times. It had to be that. I hated this even when I saw it. There's no way I would have given it a 70. There's no way. Here's another movie. Why did I even bother moist metering it? I actually remember this one, but not because of the movie itself. There's a scene in here where I think it's the main girl. The main girl's laying on her bed reading a book. I don't remember why, but she was just reading a book and the camera stays on there for a while. And someone throws a fucking snowball out the window and it sounded like a cannon going off. And I actually jumped out of my goddamn seat. That was one of the most effective jump scares I'd ever experienced. Laser resub Trog and Smoochie. Must have hated the movie though. Gave it a 20%. That's the only thing I remember from it. Oh, I remember this being very controversial. I gave Blade Runner 75. I'd probably give it like an 85 now. I rewatched it a couple years ago. It's a really good movie. And I remember really liking it in the theater too. I don't remember all the things I took off for it. I remember the one thing that I was disappointed by and still kind of disappointed by is that I felt there was so much more they could have done with that world. Well, obviously, a lot more they could have done with that story they were telling. And then they kind of pulled the punch on it. Like, it just felt like they cut itself short. This is the moist meter that WWE kept taking down. They took this thing down 5 separate times, and every time I used to fight them on it until I gave up. I think it's still up now, though. I think they finally stopped. Yeah. Dog shit movie. It's supposed to be about Bruce Lee. It's really not. They make him like the villain in his own movie. It's terrible. Bro's blaming Jackson like he's Clara on his computer or something. I just don't know what other explanation there could be for some of these. I don't know. I really don't. Like, I don't get it. Because, like, the ones that are really jumping out at me are ones that I know Jackson also played or watched. And like I said, we used to do all the scores together. So it's the only thing that almost makes some sense. Call Jackson so he can defend himself. Jackson can't even remember what he had for breakfast on a daily basis. He is not going to remember fucking 5 years ago. It's worthless to even ask. He'll be like, wait, what movie? When did they make a new Star Wars? Like, he doesn't remember anything. Oh man, The Dark Tower was dog shit. I remember that. Atomic Blonde was cool. I was kind of, I guess I don't remember enough about it, but that seems kind of low. I remember liking Atomic Blonde. Oh, Valerian. Oh shit. Oh, whatever. Dog shit movie anyway. Wish Upon. I went really hard on that movie. Still one of the worst horror movies to hit theaters. I can't believe I gave The Mummy 2017 a 50. That one blows my mind. How? What went wrong? I gave Alien Covenant a 60. Who was this guy? I don't want to meet him. I don't know who this man was, but I don't want to meet him. What? That's baffling. Both of these are incomprehensible. Both of these should be down here with Transformers 5. 100%. I worked on that one too. Wait, which one, Andrew? Oh, wait, it'd have to be Alien Covenant, right? Probably the ships. Oh, you did Valerian and Transformers 5? Nice. Valerian was terrible. Transformers 5 always at least has some fun to it. Transformers is always, like, visually fun. Valerian was miserable. Yet I gave it a higher score than Transformers 5. I remember... It's been a while. But if I remember correctly, Valerian was the result of, like, 10 years worth of work. Like, this thing had been cooking in the director's brain for, like, a decade. And what he ended up releasing was a stink fest. Let me see. Because there was, like, so much hype and expectations around it before it came out. And then it just completely flopped. The original Valerian was one of the inspirations for Star Wars. Really? How far back does this date? Oh, it's based on... Yeah. Oh, 1967. It was a French science fiction comic series. Oh, I guess I could see why it had so much hype. It also didn't even really flop. Its budget... Nope, yeah, it did. Its budget was $209 million. And it made $226 million in the box office. So, it definitely did flop, because that's not adjusted for marketing. $200 million box office buster. 55% for Bohemian Rhapsody is Criminal. Brother, that was like 4 years forward from here. We went through that like 30 minutes ago. Bohemian Rhapsody was just not a very good movie. Like, there's an infamous scene in there that really kind of sums up the experience. I'll pull it up for you. Oh, this is more than just that scene, but here's a whole video breaking down how terrible the editing was on this movie. It is not a very well-made movie. Like, the performances are great. They did a great job with a lot of it, but it is put together horribly. Who should be blamed for that? Well, I don't know. I don't know the editor's name or anything, but it still makes the movie not good. So, like, the movie itself is to blame. Like, what do you mean? I can't just overlook that. It's the entire movie. What is unforgettable? Well, I guess I'll never know. That one's been completely forgotten. This is another one of those movies. Why did I even bother moist metering it? Nobody ever saw it except for me. Oh, it's this movie about the lady that keeps wanting to fuck. Yeah. This movie was awful. I guess I forgot to give it a score, though. Man, I was really nice to the Ghost in the Shell movie. Gave it a 70. What a generous score. Visually, it's a cool movie, but really not much else. Huh. I also don't remember giving Mass Effect Andromeda 55. I thought I gave it something in the 40s. But man, I even started with the gloves on. Like, I came in there with the sock'em boppers. I played so nice. The reason I started the moist meters is because I hated this game so much, and I still ended up giving it a 55. That blows my mind. I did a couple reviews before this, though. Like, I moist metered Suicide Squad, Don't Breathe, Ben-Hur, and a couple others. What about Lucy? Was that the Scarlett Johansson movie? The one where she gets, like, digitized? I don't really remember that movie very well. Your principle back then was you tried to be as objective as you could, so a 50 to you was just mediocre. Yeah, but it's just those weren't mediocre. Like, I was still playing really nice. I still try and do that. Like, to me, a 50 is still, like, a perfectly average movie. But this was not a perfectly average game. Everything about it was below average, especially because it's in the Mass Effect universe, so you've already seen the potential of it, and it was still lacking in every possible department from pretty much every other game out at the time. I played so nice with it, and Ghost in the Shell is absolutely not above average. So I don't know why I played so nice. This was an interesting trip down memory lane. I don't even recognize myself down here. Was Ghost in the Shell that bad? I wouldn't even say it was that bad, but it definitely... that would be something I'd probably give like a 52. Like, that is something I'd probably be comfortable giving like a 52. Why'd you give Five Nights at Freddy's a 45? because it's not a very great movie. That's just a barely below average movie. I said all that in the Moist Meter, man. It's enjoyable. And I think it's great for Five Nights at Freddy's fans, but it's not very good. It's just fine. What'd you give Barbie? It says an A. Yeah, I completely forgot to give it a score. I'd probably end up giving Barbie probably like a 70-ish, somewhere in that ballpark. I liked it. I thought it was really fun. That was a really good movie, actually. I went in there expecting it to just be like throwaway slop. I had a good time with it. What'd you think of Edge of Tomorrow? Edge of Tomorrow was a classic. I love Edge of Tomorrow. They fucked themselves by changing the name like 3 times. It was Live, Die, Repeat at some point, then Edge of Tomorrow, and then they brought it back to like Live, Die, Repeat, Die, Live again, Die, Die, Live, Live, Die, Live. But man, that movie is good. If they could have just settled on an actual name to start, that would have popped. All You Need Is Kill was also another. I don't even remember that one, but that is atrocious. All You Need Is Kill? What were they smoking? Were they on my Fint pack? From back when I was giving Marvel's Avengers a 60? Quick text. That's the manga name? All You Need Is Kill is the manga name? Oh my god, that's a terrible name. I hate that. Love Fallout New Vegas. No, it's not overrated, I don't think. I mean, I haven't played it in close to 10 years. No. Yeah, actually probably close to 10 years. I think the last time I replayed it was in college. I definitely think it was very, very good. And I imagine it's still good. Yeah, no, I said I'd replay it on stream at some point. I'll probably do most of the Fallout games. I don't know if I'll do 1 and 2. I just don't really like that style of game. So I'd probably start with 3. I think it's good, Gino, from what I've seen. And I know all about the Barefoot Bandit. Why didn't you Moist Meter the Whale? Because I didn't see the Whale till like it was 2 months out. I was just too late to it. You need to watch Hardcore Henry. It's a first-person movie. It was so bad, but good. I've seen Hardcore Henry. Nauseating at points, but very creative. And I like the vision. Pain and Gain. Why would you even ask? Why? I saw this when I was still I saw this when I was still a virgin, actually. I think I was 18 when this movie came out, and I saw it at a girl's place who I was like super interested in. But it was me and a buddy. We went over there, and he was trying to like wingman me, and she was not having it. She was not interested. She was more interested in my friend. And I just sat there and I just fucking watched Pain and Gain on her TV in her apartment. I hate that movie because of that. That shit sucked. Fuck that movie. And I tried to get out of it because I knew, like, I figured I was kind of just in the way of them at that point. So I was like, I'm hungry. And she's like, no, it's fine. I got some crunchy peanut butter in my pantry. I was like, oh, yeah, no, that's all right. I'll eat that, I guess. So then I'm fucking trapped. I sat there and ate fucking crunchy peanut butter watching Pain and Gain on her TV. Made me mad. That movie sucks. That movie gets a 10% on the Moist Meter. And it's only that high because the peanut butter was good. I'm back.